slush machine. She got on Bottega Person feet, look like bamboo leaf. You know I'm a can't call me.
Welcome everyone to this 2K Sports broadcast, live from State Farm Arena in Atlanta. And get ready for another dose of NBA basketball on 2K Sports. I'm Kevin Harlan here with Greg Anthony and Tim Legler, along with our reporter, Allie LaForce.
It's really unacceptable letting Porzingis get that kind of positioning. Once he's established, it's over. Gives the team such a great element having a one guard who can get to the 10.
Certainly something every team wants to have.
And you can see how it energizes the entire team.
GA, this has all the makings of a high-scoring contest. We've got two outstanding offensive teams.
Both very skilled at shooting the ball, but that's exactly why this game will be decided by stops. Defense wins against teams who are elite scoring. Yeah, another nice bucket down low. They've really been able to work the ball into the post effectively here so far.
Now here's Johnson. On the wing, Daniels. Johnson the screen. Fires for three. Offensive rebound. Missed inside. Here's Philadelphia. Things really clicking for him at the offensive end.
They're making good decisions, not wasting these opportunities.
The Atlanta shooting their first free throws of this game.
Team first.
And he knocks down the first one. And Tim, breaking down Jalen Johnson's game, what jumps out to you?
Well, Kevin, I think it's his versatility. He can really do everything out there. And when you combine it with his size and athleticism, he's got star written all over him.
Now, here's Maxey. 6 points for him. Another young rising player in this league who's learning as he goes along is Tyrese Maxey.
Yeah, he continues to get more responsibility on his plate, and I think as he starts to embrace that leadership role a little bit more and become more vocal, I think then you're going to start to see Philly really do some great things.
Yeah, maturing before our eyes. Johnson outside. Young. Lead pass was put in just the right spot.
When you watch Young, there's that courage to his game.
Inside. Embiid in the corner. Buries it from three-point range.
And they don't want to get in a habit of giving him open looks from three. First quarter still, but not who you want to leave open.
Nice shot by Porzingis.
Both teams running perimeter-oriented plays that are working.
Yeah, just going back and forth, it is really competitive out there.
Pass to Porzingis. Back to Rizachet. That one's off. He starts the game with a miss. 76ers trailing. Young with the steal. Johnson, a wide open look. That's in, coming off the assist from Young. Johnson's got 5 points so far. Outside Maxey. And the layup's good off the glass.
And with how explosive Maxey is, he's not your average guard in the paint.
To the inside. And the dunk by Porzingis.
That's a great look. His teammate was on the move, but he put it right where it needed to be.
And timeout called by Nick Nurse. Coach needs a moment to talk things over. Teams changing it up here. The 76ers trail by 4. And GA, the Hawks going young, trying to build a sustainable model for success.
Yeah, most of the starters not yet scratching their prime, so there's going to be some growing pains, but they're showing plenty of promise.
Pass to Alexander Walker. Over McCain. Now Reza Shea hasn't made one yet. Just 5 to shoot. And Philadelphia grabs the miss. Outside Edwards. Reza Shea with the steal. Porzingis feeling it out a bit. Pass to Reza Shea. Hawks passing it around. Screen by Porzingis. Lets it go with the 3. It's rebounded by Edgecombe. Now the 76ers with it. Trailing by 2. And there's the call on Nickeil Alexander-Walker. That is his first foul of the game. 16 seconds left to play in the first. Pass to Watford. And slam dunk by Watford.
And not the prototype power forward, but he has tremendous athletic ability.
And the shot goes in from Kristaps Porzingis.
Well, what a steady presence offensively and a very difficult player to game plan for.
And so, both teams trading buckets. And it's been a pretty even game here after 1 quarter of play. Hey guys, what do you think about the offensive approach we've seen so far for the Hawks?
Well, they haven't wasted any time getting into a groove from deep, putting up and hitting a healthy amount of 3-pointers thus far.
And the officials have called the illegal screen right there.
That's going to draw a whistle every time down the floor, not even close to being a legal screen.
Well, my feeling is you just want to make sure it's called consistently both ways.
And now let's swing it over to Allie LaForce on the sideline.
Thanks a lot, guys. The Hawks are trying to involve everyone to take some of the load off Trae Young. Coach Quinn Snyder said, we've been intentional about that. Trae can't do this by himself, and he knows that. Frankly, no player can. Figuring out the ways he can be efficient has been the idea, and he's been making those plays. Back to you guys.
Okay, Allie, thanks. The 76ers trailed by 3. Maxey into the lane. Pass to Grimes. Second quarter of basketball, about 1 minute played so far. Some solid defense from Johnson. Oubre with the steal. It's 3-on-3 on the fast break. Knocks down the 3 ball. Grimes has got his first 3 points of the game.
And the defense scattered all over the place on the break. Nice job finding the wide open 3.
As the 25th pick back in the 21 draft, Tim, what's enabled Quentin Grimes to really break through here recently?
It's pretty simple, Kevin. It's opportunity. He finally got that chance to be able to be free offensively to show what his ceiling is, a much larger role offensively. Kind of reminds you of Jamal Murray a little bit, particularly now that he's got the green light.
So he's had the body, had the skills. It was just, as you're saying, the opportunity there. Power that baby down!
Wow! Oh my goodness!
Most players would give anything for that kind of earth.
But he's not giving it away. He wants to keep it all for himself.
Now, it is something special to be born with that kind of verticality.
Number 20, Terry McCain.
Up top, Embiid. Back to Maxey. Rebound by the Hawks. Outside, Porzingis. Over Grimes. And that one off the back of the rim and in. 14 points for Porzingis. Outside for George. Into the lane. Pass to McCain. Daniels with the steal. To the wing right side. Now here's Johnson. Back to Daniels. Johnson outside. Alexander Walker on the wing. 4 on the clock. And a miss there on the triple. The 76ers trail. Got a piece of it. And that's out of bounds. Philadelphia will retain possession.
You love the pressure he's putting on them. Almost had that steal.
He is just trying to make an impact by disrupting their rhythm.
Here's Risacher. And it's off from three-point range. And you think about the style of Sixers head coach Nick Nurse. Greg, what stands out to you?
He just has a willingness to experiment and adapt. That's a real asset with some of the challenges this roster has faced. And a big part of why this front office brought him in.
And last season, Tim, Paul Millsap retired. He was an all-star in each of his 4 years in Atlanta.
Well, he helped guide the Hawks to the Eastern Conference Finals back in 2015. That team overachieved through chemistry, and this group hopes to do the same thing.
Embiid.
Well, they're trying to take command of this game, but it's been competitive so far.
We see this in the NBA all the time. It is very difficult to keep a lead in this league.
Go into the rack with energy, and the D afraid to cut him off.
Yeah, got to chalk that one up to some shaky defending.
Well, defensively, you can't allow that in a game this close.
Here's Oubre. And finished off by Oubre.
And the leaping ability of Oubre Jr. When he gets inside, this guy's determined to finish.
Pass to Daniel. Out to Porzingis. To the middle. It's tipped. Oubre with the steal. Back to McCain. Good ball movement here by the 76ers. And George with the stuff.
And holding nothing back there, George gives the dunk his all.
An intentional foul committed, but for what purpose, Greg, I'm not sure.
It's a scene of confusion right there. I can't imagine why he thought it was a good idea to foul there.
And timeout called by Nick Nurse. He's going to have a discussion on the sideline. Free throw drops for Alexander Walker. And so, Alexander Walker nails both of them. The 76ers leading. Lowry looking around. Drives to the hoop. Can't get it to fall. So that'll be it for the first half. Fairly even battle underway in this one. Philadelphia ahead. They lead by 2. And will return shortly. And as we get into this third quarter, as we've seen so far, neither team able to create much separation on the scoreboard yet. Here's Maxey. Kennard with the rebound. Pass to Newell. Here's Okongwu. And they call the foul, so he's got the and-one chance here to make it a three-point play. And the Hawks will go for a different look here. He's getting his first free throw attempt of the game here. And with the trend, Greg, toward a faster pace, do you miss watching those grinded-out half-court battles that enthralled millions during the Jordan era?
Well, I miss plays more than anything, but as far as watching, the game for me is as good as it's ever been.
It's stolen by Johnson.
Perfect timing, gets into the passing lane, and then he's off the other way.
And that's how to make an impact with defense. Once the steal is made, you know they're going to be scattered.
Embiid inside, off target at the rim. Greg, everything they're doing is working right now.
Good run they have going right now. The momentum is huge. That's the kind of aggressive and assertive play they need as we get closer and closer to crunch time.
Right now, let's take a moment here to catch up with Allie LaForce on the sidelines.
Thanks, guys. Trae Young is getting recognition for his playmaking. He said, I've been top 5 in assists since I've been in this league, but I've been able to score so easily. People consider that selfish at times. I'm not even worrying about what people got to say. I know what I do. Kevin, back to you.
Yeah, tuning out the noise. All right, Allie, we appreciate the report. Here's Okongwu. And Okongwu slams it in.
If you give him an inch of space, he's going to make you pay.
And the Sixers last season, Tim, winning less than half as many games as had been projected.
Well, the injury bug completely derailed their season. And by the tail end of that year, a low win total was actually in their best interest because they were trying to ensure they retained their top 6 protected pick.
The shot's good on the assist by Daniels. Okongwu's now got the lead up to 7 now for the Hawks. Here's Maxey. That's another one for him. His 5th in just 7 shots.
And Maxey's guys encourage him to attack whenever he can because his first step is so explosive.
Using all of that size to create leverage and rip down that board.
A touch over 2.5 minutes of basketball played here in the third quarter. The 3 from George. Excellent defense from Daniel. It's Young on the wing. Screen by Porzingis. The 3. Young's shot is good. Young's got 5.
He's smart at using the screen there to just create space. Young, very reliable in that pick and roll.
Screen by Oubre. 6 to shoot. Embiid trying to break loose. Oubre can't get it to go. Here's Atlanta. They're on a 14-4 run right now. Outside Daniel. Another 3 for Atlanta.
Well, the defense needs to be better there. They gave way too much space.
Here's Maxey. And the layup falls. Maxey's got 4 points in the quarter.
Offensively, Maxey can be such a problem. He attacks you with that relentless energy.
Here's Okongwu. Uses the glass to finish the layup. 11 points in the game.
Big miscommunication on defense. He recognizes it and quickly takes advantage.
Well, the way this game is going, I'm actually not surprised it was that easy for him.
And this is the way to stretch the floor. PG-13 with a good look from the corner, and he nails it. And I like the back and forth here, showing confidence from Rain.
Yeah, he was so ready to answer that. These teams are just battling.
Embiid wide open. Again, Philadelphia.
Well, that's not great shot selection right there, but you'll take anything that goes in.
The 76ers trailed by 9. Right side George. Good ball movement here by the 76ers.
Yeah, there was definitely some contact there on the three-point attempt.
First trip to the free throw line for him in this one. Free throw, good. Oubre. Second free throw, no good. The Hawks lead by 8.
Yeah, take your time. You don't give them another possession.
Clock management is everything right here. Time and score are paramount.
And just tax a few more points onto their lead with the tomahawk.
That's bringing it down hard. Whoa, what a play!
And Kevin, even though they're down, he's still looking to do the spectacular, and he did.
Well, maybe this is the best time to do it. And so it's Atlanta.
Philadelphia, 44.
And with 3 quarters behind us, let's see what this fourth period holds in store for us. And so it's Atlanta with it. They've led by as many as 11 points. Pass to Krejci. Here's Alexander Walker. To the paint. Here's Okongwu.
He powers through. Size and skill. That is a tough tandem to contend with.
Here's Bona. Kicks it out to Maxey. For 3. Rebound Atlanta. From 6 away. Pass to Newell. Offline with his 3. The 76ers trailed by 10 At the elbow, Edgecombe. Here's Bona. And there's the whistle on the shot. Took the foul. Shot misses. He'll be shooting 2.
Really, the right play defensively. If you can't block, force him to the line. Well, probably a little draft in the arena tonight. He's the last guy you expect to miss the mark by that much.
Absolutely. Pass to Porzingis. And the dunk by Porzingis.
Keep getting it to this man. I mean, once Porzingis catches fire, there is no putting that out.
Now we'll hear from Allie LaForce, and she's got a story for us. An update. Allie?
I had a chance to find out what Nick Nurse was discussing with his players. He did his best to light a fire under them, saying, we have to fight. Now is the moment. We have to come out of this deficit swinging. Guys?
And Allie, thanks so much. Atlanta leading by 12. Now, here is Young. Can't connect from long distance. About a minute and a half into the fourth quarter now. Down low. Back to Embiid. Screen by Watford. Embiid, no good. And so it's Porzingis. He'll bring it up for the Atlanta Hawks. Here in the fourth quarter, the defense has been very strong, allowing no baskets. Shot, high post. Again, the Hawks good for 2. When you think about elite offensive players, Tim, what's one area that can really put them over the top and into a completely different category?
I think it's those guys that have a willingness to move without the basketball. If you have a willingness to run and cut and respace, it's going to create a lot of problems for a defense.
Has that even become more of a thing now as you watch these high-octane space and pace type offenses?
There is no question. It's become something that's a priority for teams now. And I also think the ingenuity of these young coaches creates a better flow offensively if you're willing to run without the basketball.
That's terrific.
And credit the screen for giving him the space he needed to get to the rim.
For sure, GA allows him to come in with the sledgehammer.
Yeah, it's the power of the two-man game. After all these years, it's still the most difficult set to defend.
And the 76ers making a change here.
And don't sleep on Maxi's vertical. He's great at using it to hammer those down.
Porzingis. And the ball travels out of bounds. It was last touched by Oubre. Young outside. Now Porzingis. 6 on the shot clock. Embiid there for the rebound. The 76ers trail by 12. Outside George. .132 left to play in the final quarter. And that one is good.
And with his strength, George is not your average swing player. He can get his in the paint.
The Hawks leading by 10. Here's Porzingis. Young outside. Fires the 3. Can't get it. The 76ers running out of time. They've given up just 8 points in the fourth quarter. Outside George. From outside. Can't get it to go. So it's the Hawks now. They've led by as many as 14 points.
And it looks like just playing the last bit of this one out in what should be a nice win here for the Hawks.
I think the attitude was very impressive. Definitely a competitive game, and they fought through it each step of the way.
Absolutely. They put on a tremendous performance in terms of the effort and intensity. This was a well-deserved win.
And what a tremendous standout performance it was for Porzingis.
Well, he had a lot of success making plays for his team and breaking down the defense.
5-second differential between the shot clock and the game clock.
Hawks foul. Jalen Johnson. First. Team second. At the line for the 76ers, Quentin Grimes. Taking 2 shots.
He misses the free throw. And that trip coming up empty, missing both. And so it's Johnson who brings the ball up for Atlanta, leading by 12. And so it's the Hawks taking care of business in this one.
Catching slip. I keep my